Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the set previous year questions from organometallic chemistry chapter. The first question is, for the metal olefin complex, this is the complex, that is the Jesus salt. If we replace the ethylene with C2F4, that is a tetrafluoroethylene, the correct statement is that the first option, the CC bond length same in both, and CC bond length either one is smaller and two will be greater, or CC bond length 1 is longer than 2. First, let's see the structure of Jesus salt. First, we know that structure of Jesus salt is a square planar where the ethylene is actually acting as a pi donor ligand. So here we could notice this is a non-planar ethylene molecule. Here it is a 2 hydrogens and this is also a 2 hydrogens. And here 3 chlorines. One is in plane, the remaining are above and below to the plane. So this is the actual structure of Jesus salt. What they are asking the question is, what is the bond length if we replace this hydrogen with the fluorine? So if suppose this is the hydrogen, what is going to happen if this is the hydrogen? The ethylene normal bond length is 1.34 angstrom. But whenever the pi bond of ethylene is donating 2 electrons to the platinum, automatically the pi bond, double bond is getting changed to the single bond. During that conversion, the bond length is going to increase from 1.34 to 1.37 angstrom. So it will become little elongated. Why? Because the ethylene in Jesus salt is act as a pi donor ligand. But when we replace the hydrogen with the fluorine, what is going to happen? The donating capacity of tetrafluoroethylene is lesser than normal ethylene because of electron deficient nature of tetrafluoroethylene. Because fluorine is electronegative, it can't donate electrons to the platinum much faster. So because of that, the elongation will not occur much. That's why the CC bond length automatically in the case of ethylene will be greater than tetrafluoroethylene. So option C will be the right answer. Let's see the next question. So from Jesus salt, usually question compulsory will come regarding the CC bond length only. So if you replace electron withdrawing, automatically the bond length is going to decrease. So here next question, the value of MC stretching frequency. This is also very important IR spectroscopy question, but it is coming under organometallic, where MC stretching frequencies of hexacarbonyl vanadium, this is a negative complex, and this is hexacarbonyl chromium, and this is the hexacarbonyl manganese, this is a positive complex. Let's see what is the MC stretching frequency is going to change from 1 to 3 compounds. So we know that in the metal carbonyls, the metal is providing d orbital for the formation of bonding. At the same time, the carbonyl is acting as a, here we can notice the carbonyl, the carbon is providing p orbital and automatically the oxygen also providing a p orbital. Here we could notice this is a metal d orbital. So usually the ligand will donate 1 electron pair to the metal and it is going to form a sigma bond. At the same time, the metal also is going to donate electrons to the ligand and it is going to form pi back bond. So here what is going to happen? In the case of vanadium, vanadium is having negative charge, that means metal is having extra negative charge. So compared to the sigma bond, that means ligand can donate at the same time as metal is having a negative charge. So the back bond strength is much more stronger than sigma bond. So automatically this bond strength will increase. As bond strength increases, so the bond length is going to decreases. So MC stretching frequency is directly proportional to the bond strength. So as vanadium is having negative charge, so automatically metal can donate much more faster electrons to the formation of back bond, pi bond. That is the reason the MC stretching frequency in the case of vanadium will be greater. Next chromium, as it is deficient, the MC stretching frequency will be smaller because the stretching frequency is directly proportional to the strength of metal carbon bond. So option C will be the right answer. So here the compound that undergo oxidative addition reaction in presence of H2. So any compound to undergo oxidative addition, it has to show two variable oxidation state and two variable coordination number. And let's see whether in this complex which will undergo oxidative addition. So whichever is coordinatively unsaturated, that is more favorable for the oxidative addition. Let's see this one, manganese CO5, that is a pentacarbonyl manganese minus, it's already satisfied. And this one if you see, and this is a molybdenum which is having a negative charge, the coordination number is, hapticity is 5, the coordination number is 4. Molybdenum can show oxidation states either here in according here, you could notice if this is considered as negative, this will be 0 oxidation state. And here iridium, this is the Vaskos complex and well-known complex where iridium used to show +1 oxidation state and coordination number here is 2, 3, 4. So the coordination number can change 4 to 6 and as well as oxidation state also can be changed from +1 to +3. So there is a chance possibility to undergo Vaskos complex oxidative addition. Why? Because the metal used to exist variable oxidation state and as well as variable coordination number, and moreover this complex is coordinatively unsaturated and this is already saturated, so it won't undergo. So option C will be the right answer. So the next question, the oxidation state of molybdenum in the given complex, that is a tropylium complex, where you could notice here the tropylium is having positive charge here and this is a 6 electron donor, and the tropylium either it can exist as a neutral ligand or negative, but according to this complex this is a neutral and CO is well known, that is a neutral ligand. So as both were neutral ligand, the charge which is present in the coordination sphere will be equals to the metal oxidation state. So what is the oxidation state? Molybdenum +1. So the next question is the number of metal-metal bonds in the given complex. What is this? This is a phenoxide is actually acting as a ligand. So wherever phenoxide is actually acting as a ligand, you have to notice the phenoxide is a 3 electron donor. Why? Because this is undergoing this is a phenoxide either in the negative or phenoxide radical form. This is a exceptional where it is acting as a 3 electron donor. We must have to notice if the ligand is 2 electron, then the answer will become wrong. So here you have to consider this is a phenoxide is 3 electron donor. So has 6 ligands will be there. Each will donate 3 electrons. So total it is becoming 18 electrons. And each tungsten will contribute 6 electrons for the cluster because it is a chromium family. So 2 tungsten will be there, 6 electrons. So total 12 electrons. So the total is becoming 30 electrons. But according to the 18 electron rule, each metal should contribute 18 electrons for the cluster. So 18 multiply with 2, 36. But actual how much it contributing? 30. The difference is how much? 6 electrons. So the 6 electrons means it is going to form how many metal-metal bonds? 3 metal-metal bonds. Why? Because each bond is required 2 electrons. So that's why the tungsten, the between 2 tungsten atoms, it is having total 3 metal-metal bonds. So the structure will be like this. So where OPH is actually acting as a 3 electron donor. Thanks for watching this video.